Okay guys, just going to do something for the Scruffy Squad.
Wait. Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome for one and all. If this is your first time here, I'm a big fella. That is the Scruffy Trader. What I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So that sounds good. Do hit that little subscribe button. Genuinely helps. And we'll crack on. So I'm going to flick the screens on. And we're going to build up a trade. Now I've already spoke to the guys about this earlier on this morning. I just pull this through because we chat and have a bit of merriment all day. They are looking at various products, and up here, as you can see, Steve over there, he wanted some tips on pound JPY. So I always feel honor bound to help. So that's what I've done. I did the breakdown, told them what I'll be looking for and how I would trade it. Now, this isn't a signal service because I can't give signals, not legally. And if anybody says, oh, you did something on your recommendation, I can't enter that conversation either because I can't be seen to give financial advice. But what I can do, as in this case here, is I can give my opinion. And there's a big difference between that because then it's just my own personal viewpoint. What the guys do after that is up to them. And I'm more than happy to help do that. And why? Well, it's kind of shared learning. That's what the Discord's all about. So let me delve into this and I will show you. Now, I'll just clean everything off because I want it completely blank. All right. Let's just dive this out to the 4-hour chart. Okay. What can you see here? What is it that jumps out straight away? Well, it's that, you know, and the price is contained between a low and a high. So you've effectively got a zone level, if you like, around this area. So I'll just drop that in. All right, just so you can see it. You know, this is kind of like a watered zone trading. And it's something for you to pay attention to. Because you always want to be stepping up a little bit. So there's a zone there that you can see. Okay. It's edging up just a little bit. So it wants to be on there. And take that down to the tail. So we've got plenty of room to get down into here. You can see that. Okay, so what else can we see? Well, we can see the drive. You can see it's pushed up and it's tried to aggressively push down. But then it didn't. Right? So you got to ask yourself why. Well, that's overly aggressive. So what will happen is it'll soak up a lot of liquidity on its way down, but it'll also force stops and profit taking. Well, there it is there. That's what this is. So whenever you see something like that, there is a reaction in the opposite direction. So then you need to watch what happens thereafter. Well, what's happened thereafter is it's created another zone. So if you take from the base of there running across here, and you can see that, well, now it's painted a picture of an arena because it never broke out of the zone. In fact, it came down. And where's it at? If you're working on pivot points, well, it's actually under the pivot point because it's a pivot point is just a midpoint halfway. So it's there. So is it now not logical to think, well, if the pressure is that way, because we've now burst the base of this, that this can be a target? This is simple chart reading, guys. You know, then drop it down the next time frame. what's going on? Well, your arena's a bit bigger, all right? But have we got anything here we can work with? Well, we do. Because again, you can see an aggressive sell-off. It's reacted, and then it's just jobbed along. All right, well, let's put another arena in. Tighten up the range, if you like. So across there to there. What's that? Well, it's the base of this, and you can see the battleground. The battleground is from the base of the tail to the body. This creates a zone. Well, it broke through the zone, but it never went back to the top one. It came down. It's tried to do it, and now it's collapsing. So your trading zone is this here. So you want trigger points on it. Well, that's easy. You know, you can look at any indicators to start adding onto these. You can use an oscillator, you can use your moving averages, whatever you choose. I have a certain particular set that I use all the time. Come along the Scruffy Squad, you'll see it, and you'll see how I build these charts up. Now, I build my charts up for a week. So all of these zones and everything are already mapped out, and they're there in a specific way. And it's so I don't have to read the chart because it's already read for me. All I need to do is come to market and pick a direction. Simple stuff. Now, as we can see, it seems that this is heavily pushing down. Now, is it ready to trade? Well, yes and no. I'd like to see it come back on itself, but I do think this is the overall target. And if I just drop this up, and yeah, I think there is some motion this way, so I just have to think of a way to get in. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come along here, and I'm going to candle count the thing, all right, because I've got plenty of room. This is down into a 5-minute chart. I can see the receding point. Now, there's another thing you can do as well, actually. You can see where the midpoint is. And the easiest way to do it is just get a measuring tool. Pull that down to the bottom. Whoops, sorry. Pull that down to the bottom. There's the midpoint here. So if I just draw a midpoint in there, right, that's the pivot of this. So that can create a bounce point, believe it or not, because it is a mid of this. So if this is coming down, there's a wave, bounce, and then down. Waves also repeat themselves. So how deep is that wave? Well, that wave is 100. And if you're bouncing off there, well, that 100 fits back in, you know, because they do measure out roughly the same. And there it is. It's running to that point now. So I'm quite happy to place an order under here, right? And then just follow that up till it rolls over and crashes down. Why? Because it's trying to visit that. Simple stuff, guys, simple stuff. So let me just drop a quick order in. And what we'll do is we'll just play it out, and then I'll come back to you at the end and we'll see whether we good, bad, or indifferent. So catch you in a bit, guys.
waiting.
Okay, guys, I'm back. I needed the camera to do a few bits and pieces, and well, let's have a quick look, see what the results are. Just as I flick it on. Well. Nothing on the screen. Why weren't you monitoring this? Why didn't you tell me?
Coffee.
Why didn't you tell?
My job.
She's good at her job because I got the coffee. Because we all know Scruffy likes the coffee.
There you go.
She's always trying to be nice to me. I'm a bit worried when she's nice to me. What are you being nice to me for?
I'm always nice to you.
When?
Every day.
Really? All right. You hit that well.
I'll make you coffee every day.
She does. She's always demanding every day. She's always after us, boys and girls. She is. She's always after us. You know, I mean, look at me. Of course she's after me because I'm always in mischief. She's going to kill us.
I never want to do that.
She hit me. See that? She hit me.
No, like you okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You can't be that scared. You're not running away. I
know, but you can hit me as hard as you like and it's still a laugh. And she has. One of the funniest things ever. I'll tell you in a minute. I am done pretty much for the week, so she'll leave me alone this week, which is a good thing. All right. And actually, I'll tell you this just now, and then I'll flick it back over. One of the funniest things that's ever happened in this house, and it is spectacular to watch. I mean, it is funny. I mean, what Wink and I'll stand up just so you can get an idea of size difference for people who haven't seen us before. I'm quite a big guy, right? I'm 6 foot.
And I'm little.
And her is tiny, right? Some bits of her are not tiny.
You dirty old man.
But, but she's only little, right? Tinky Winky person. That's why we call her Winky, right? So, physically, I'm not really frightened of her, you know? But she's got a gob on her like Tyne. But the funniest thing ever happened a few years ago. And it's just as well I could move then as well. Right? We're having a bit of a tiff, bit of an argument, you know, because let's be honest, we've been married a long time and you have the odd falling out. And she sprung out of bed, bollock naked, right? And she was literally revving up for a fight and she squared up to me, right? Bollock naked, go, come on, I'll kill you, right? I couldn't stop laughing. And the more I laughed, the worse she got. And she picked a chair up and threw it at me. Cow. You did. She's a cow. She's an absolute nightmare when she kicks off. So tell me in the comments, boys and girls, is your other half subjective to like a funny fit of violence? Because she is. Anyway, sorry. You are a nightmare when you start. I mean, you calm down now, but bloody hell. When we were younger, it was hilarious in our house. It was always a laugh. Right. But what else was a laugh? Oh, nothing really. We both work hard and we enjoy our life. And now we do this. And with this, sorry, there's always an interlude in these because these are never scripted, boys and girls. It's just whatever's in my noggin normally comes out of my mouth, which is normally why I'm in trouble in the first place. And then she kicks off. Right. But anyway, as we were saying here, sorry, I started this way back here somewhere, all right? Worked out points that I'm interested in. Worked out zones that I'm interested in. And then as you can see, it's running down. Now, I know one of the questions that's going to come up, and I get it all the time. Well, if you know what's going there, why don't you hold on to it? I'd have held on to it. All right. I get paid every week. Do you? Because I don't go for any of this sort of high risk trading. What I do is solid and safe. I wait patiently till it's time to go. I get in. I know how much money I need out of the market. I get out. Anything over that amount is just a bonus. And that's it. It's just a bonus for doing a bit of overtime at work. And that's how I look at it. And until you start understanding these principles, you'll always be on the back foot. And you will definitely be on the back foot when you're listening to the gurus who tell you that it's all this risk reward, it's percentage of account. not quite. It has its place, and it genuinely does. But that is not the basis of your trades. That is just part of trade management. But it's also part of a sales pitch, and you need to be careful with that. Your trade must be right in the first place. And if you've got it right in the first place, the edge is massively on your favor. If you're trying to force a trade, in other words, well, think about it this way. If a market starts in the middle and it moves to there, that's your stop. But your target is way over here. Which one's going to get hit first? That one. And that's why you fail. So you need to start in the middle and make certain the odds are equal both ways. And then find a way, as I have here, to make certain when it does move, the odds start moving in your favor, not the other way, even though you started in the middle. That's part of Scruffy Madness and part of sort of trailing backwards into a trade. It's a strange concept, and it's only strange because it's not shown. But if you're working in sort of trading for a living, you will understand what pound averaging is and dollar averaging and things like that, which is where the money is. And that's what it's all about. So there we go. I alluded that I helped the guys. They might jump in, as we can see here. They're asking what's been going on. Am I going short as I suggested? Yeah. And I put in some extra work for them because little old guys were after, and that extra work is I mark up all the charts on the weekend, make certain that they're up to speed with what's going on, and then it's up to them to see how they get on with it. It's that simple. And as you can see, we talk constantly all the time. All right, so there you go, guys. That's another job done. Very pleased with today, and we'll just crack on. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, run away from your wife if she's got a sharp object. What are you hitting us for?
I think I just popped over it.
Ah, but you've got sharp nails. Like bloody living with a Wolverine at times. Jesus Christ.
You wish.
Well, not really, because he's big and hairy and I wouldn't want to go to bed with him. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, Jean Grey, maybe, yeah. You know, Storm, possibly. Might be a bit windy in the sheets, but at least she'll have a go. Sorry, we're getting off on way here, aren't we? Do what you love, and the money will follow. See you later.
Yeah.